Good morning, everyone. It is time for Financial Fun Friday. So guess what? Let's get this party started. And if you're looking and you see, who's that face? Well, that's our special guest today, Mr. Tony Brayboy. But we're going to get into that in one moment. But let's get started.
We don't have no sound. We ready to party. We don't have no sound.
Oh, we don't have no sound? Well, 1 second. Rita said we didn't have no sound. So we're going to rewind. And I'm going to do this again because what we need is some sound because you're welcome here. So let's try this thing again.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We're getting started. Thank you so very much. It is Friday. Hey,
it's the weekend. Friday. Oh my gracious, Rita, I can't share my sound and they need to hear our sound. So can you please do the honors and give us some sound?
It won't let me share the sound either, Darlene. I don't know what's going on. I think it's Zoom today. So just
you know what we do.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome here. So you are welcome here to Financial Fun Friday, where we're always bringing you what's new and what's next. So welcome everybody to Financial Fun Friday. I am your co-host, Darlene Jenkins, and my other co-host,
Dr. Rita B. Rowland.
Yes, Dr. Rita B. Rowland. And we are also joined today by our special guest, Mr. Tony Brayboy of Matrix Wealth Management. And of course, this show is being brought to you by ABS Retirement Solutions, where we're always bringing you what's new and what's next in the financial services industry. So for those of you who are just joining us for the very, very first time, this is a webinar that we do at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the first and third Friday each and every month. And we also are broadcasting live to all of our Facebook friends. So hello, Facebook, welcome. And what we do during this broadcast is we just pull back the curtains to give you an in-depth understanding of not only your benefits that you have through your employer, but we also give you some great retirement preparation options, tips, strategies, and that's what you're going to be getting today. So if you haven't already done so, you can register to be here live on the webinar with us, where when you talk, guess what we do? We talk right back to you. Facebook, the same thing. If you're not following us on Facebook, please go to, you can find us at Your AB Solutions on Facebook, leave comments, and YouTube. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Please, after you've watched the video, leave a comment, ring the bell, like us, and follow us so you can always get all of the information when we upload a new video. So this is our check-in time. So even if you're watching us later, drop a comment and let us know where you're tuning in from, because we know, Rita, we have viewers from all over the world, just like I pictured we would have. So in the chat right now, if you're on Facebook, let us know where you're watching us from. And if you are on Facebook, drop it in the comments and let us know where you're watching us from. So today's episode is going to be phenomenal because what's on our mind? Money and banks, right? And if you are like some of our clients who are looking at, oh, in 15 minutes, I'm going to be saying, goodbye. It's been great working here, but now I'm entering into my retirement zone. But we have to make sure you're not entering into the retirement danger zone. So Rita, has anyone checked in?
Yes, we have North Carolina in the house. We have Arizona. We have Upper Marlboro, Maryland. We have, I think, Nashville, and that's it so far. Facebook a little quiet today.
Oh, wow. So Arizona, we appreciate you because we know it's early over there, very early. So we're going to get into some great content today. Rita, you want to give them a preview of what's getting ready to happen?
Yes, as you just said, Darlene, many people are looking at, especially clients that's in that period that they can retire. And when you think about retirement, you're thinking about it being glorious, having a good time, more money, and just enjoying your life. But what's going on in our economy today is a little scary on all fronts. We know taxes are going to be going up soon. Inflation is higher. That whole inflation thing, it bothers me because what they say inflation is, we know is more, because I used to buy this turkey brand at Safeway, their brand, off the bone, fresh. It was $8.99 a pound 6 months ago, and now it's $13.99 a pound. So that's not 8% inflation, that's 60% inflation. And we look at what things cost, and if you're in that zone of retiring, all of that matters, because if you think your pension check or your retirement is going to be $6,000, you lost to inflation, taxes going up, the market is dropping. That's a zone that many of us, if we're going to go to retirement, we need to have it solidified. And so Mr. Brayboy, our guest today, he's going to talk about something that's going to help open up our minds to understand there's something different. And I know this is not church, but we got to be okay with knowing that there's multiple streams. The word tells us that we should have 7 to 8 different streams of income. So they can't have all of your money in a qualified plan, can't have it all in the bank, because as we all can see in the last year or two, both of those vehicles will fail us, right? So even though it seems like it's far away from us, it is right here in our face. So I want to introduce you to Mr. Tony Brayboy. We kind of met last year. I think it was Divine. And I think we've been able to do some things that merge what Darlene and I was looking for. Didn't have a solution for it, but we had what we wanted. And I felt like God sent us somebody who was already doing what we wanted to do and been able to help our clients. So Mr. Brayboy, I just want to say welcome to us. So let's talk about some things and that you can share with our people, and that we can all be more educated in what's happening. And so
Sure.
welcome, y'all. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. Welcome,
thank
Mr.
you.
Brayboy.
I'm going to give myself a round of applause. Hey, Dr. Bailey, thank you very much. Listen, we're in a period that people need to realize that if you make a mistake, you can't recover from that mistake. When you're in the retirement danger zone, any mistake, you can't recover from it. Now, how do you prevent that from happening? We call it needs, wants, legacy. And let me explain that for just a minute. You need to have a plan that addresses what you really want in the beginning. So we call it, what is your why? And when I talk to my clients, and we work with people in the danger zone, those are the only people we work with. What is your why? Why are you doing this? Why did you invest in the beginning? Why did you deprive yourself of some of the things that you enjoy for the future? And here's what we have determined over the years. And I've been in this business for over 25 years. So this is what we came to the conclusion with. You need to cover all of your needs. That means income. Too many people are, they're investing for growth. We need to make sure you can cover your needs. Once your needs are covered, then you can start thinking about your wants. Now, let's use an example. Let's say I have $5,000 worth of liabilities. I need to make sure that in retirement, that my income covers that $5,000 liability. Once you know that's covered, then you can proceed to think about other things. Wants. I want a bus. Like the country and western singers, and Harley Davidson. I can't ride a motorcycle, but I want one. These are wants. And, you can start looking at your wants after your needs are covered. Now, let me tell you why this is important. Silicon Valley Bank basically defaulted. The feds had to bail them out. And people don't realize that the only reason the feds bailed them out is because they thought that would cause a run on the banks across the country. What people don't understand is there's no money in the bank, none. So when the co-founder of PayPal decided to withdraw huge withdrawals, there was no money there. And so what the bank had to do was start liquidating assets that they did not intend to liquidate. And boy, run on the bank, no money. They couldn't fulfill the request. It was horrible. And guess what? Society didn't even really understand what was going on. People didn't realize how much risk they were assuming at their bank. Remember, your FDIC deposit is $250,000. Beyonce was a part of the bank. She could not withdraw her money. PayPal could not withdraw their money. It's called Roku, I think. One of those fancy little streaming programs, could not withdraw their money. So deposits were frozen. And people don't realize that the bank is not as safe as they think it is. BlackRock is the custodian for the TSP. I would encourage everyone to take a look at their website. And they talk about alternative investing. And what alternative investing is we do things that are not associated with the stock market. And when you can invest in things that are not associated with the stock market, you can sleep well at night. That's our philosophy, the Swan, sleep well at night. You need to learn about what your options are outside of your TSP, outside of the bank. We have so many people, our clients don't keep $1 million or $500,000 in the bank because it's not protected. So they understand that there are options outside of their bank account. And we want you to understand what those options are. I would encourage you to contact Dr. Bailey and their team to find out what your options are. But you got to cover your needs. We want your wants to be addressed. And the legacy is passing money to a generation 2 times past you. But let me make this very clear. I'm not interested in leaving money to anyone that I can't view what the outcome may be. So when you create your legacy, we call it a living legacy. This gives you an opportunity to see what's going on with the generation past you. So please contact Dr. Bailey. We're excited. We want people to understand we're in what's called the matrix, where the government basically leads you to believe there's nothing going on. Banks failed and no one blinked an eye. And that's because the matrix tells you everything is okay. We've been groomed to think that the banks are okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fed just bailed out a bank. And they did it because they did not want anyone to panic. Because if everybody went to the bank at the same time, the bank would close the door and say, we cannot honor your request. That's scary. So there's no money in the bank. For every dollar that you deposit, the bank can loan 10. So think about that for just a second. You deposit $1, the bank loans 10, and then everybody wants their money at the same time. It will not work. It cannot work, and it has failed in the past. So we want you to be prepared for what's important. You need to make sure that your plan addresses your needs, not the stock market, not your TSP. You need to make sure whatever you're doing is catering to you. Dr. Bailey?
I need to be off mute. So Mr. Brett, leading in that point, I think what he just said was so crucial. And what I understand and what this means is that we can no longer be in a reactive mode because we're waiting for things to happen. Then we want to shift. And this is how we lose out. Well, we're telling you today to be in a proactive mode. And it really, we're still in a reactive mode because things are happening already, but you can put yourself in a better position. Alan Lakin said that planning is bringing the future into the present so you could do something about it now. You can no longer just there's things that we cannot change. We can't change the government. We can't change what they do. But what we can do is change our own economy, that we can be proactive in doing something for our own self, looking at other ways to have money in the bank earning you $8 and you got hundreds of $1,000s in there. That doesn't make sense. So we already know that that's not a good investment. So we want you to just contact us. And I don't know, y'all, my system. Contact us so we can help you map out a strategy that works for you and your family. Mr. Brayboy says something very important. We're going to help you put together the pieces to what are your needs, your wants, and the legacy for those that you care about. So we have a form that we'll put in the chat box online on Facebook and YouTube that you can reach out to us for a 15-minute complimentary consultation to see if what we're offering is a fit for you. So we just want to say thank you for joining us this Friday. We do apologize for some of our technical difficulties today, but hey, we made it through Financial Fun Friday. Mr. Brayboy, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
It was a pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah, well, before we go, I got a question. How do you know when you're in the danger zone, the retirement danger zone? What is that zone, Rita?
So that is when you're 10, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm really having some challenges over here today. That is when you are 5 to 10 years before retirement and 5 to 10 years after retirement. And that's a period of time where you have to be what is more concerning for you. And for most people, is the return of their money, not necessarily the return on your money. You don't want to be 6 months, a year out retirement and the market dropped 20%. You was relying on that $500,000 to take you into retirement. And now that $500,000 is down to 400,000. That doesn't seem like, so when they say 20% loss, 20% sounds one way, but $100,000, that's another sound to us. And we understand it when we say dollar. So when they say it only lost 15%, when you take your million, you take your 800 grand, you take your 300 and you multiply by whatever they say you lost, so you can see what the real number is, because percentages fool us. But when there's a real dollar amount, that makes you understand. And if you're in the income zone, then you need to make sure you got enough income to last just as long as you do. And losing 20%, 15%, 30 could change the game, where you're not retiring in that next year or 6 months. You got to go another 3, 4, 5 years to make up. And that's the part that we don't know, because there was a period of time, and we're going to end because our time is up, that is called the lost decade. So from 1999 to 2009, many of y'all thought that you made money. You didn't make any money. What you made was your biweekly deductions or your deposits into your account. Plus, if the government that's what you made. You made no money because the market had a -9%. So we lost money in that 10-year period. So that's in retirement, and you got another lost zone of 10 years. That's danger. So you have to be prepared, and we can't wait for everybody else. That's what we're saying. We're sounding it is a fire going on right now. You cannot, this is not a drill. It's a fire, and you got to get out and you got to find a strategy that works for you and your family. So when you look in the mirror, whether it's 80 years old or 90 years old, you can say, I made the right decisions. I heard, I did something about it. And so because of that, me and my family life has changed forever. So that's that danger zone. And we're here to help.
All right, great. So are you 5 to 10 years out from retirement? Well, or are you 5 years into retirement and you're feeling the effects? Please, this is the time. Click on the link in the chat and fill out that consultation. So it doesn't matter if you're working or retired. This is something that we can help you with here at ABS Retirement Solutions.
Thank you. It's great. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for joining us for another episode. Please, if you're on here, if you're on Facebook, share this episode out on your page for your friends and family and co-workers to see this. Don't keep us to yourselves. Share us. YouTube, thank you for watching. Leave a comment. We'll put the link. You can go and look at the link and click it on the video. So thank you all so much. I'm dropping the link again in the chat. And there you have it. So it has been great, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. We're going to enjoy ours. Stay safe out there. Let's make great decisions because they're long lasting and life changing.
Great weekend.
You
Bye-bye.
also.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.